Namaste, beautiful people. Another month has gone by and I'm back with another energy update. This time for September 2025. As usual, my energy updates are based on the Gochar or the Vedic astrological transits and their potential influence on the political and global events. And for this, I take the sidereal zodiac. I'll outline the major planetary transits, the astrological significance, and the possible implications. All these interpretations are based on Vedic astrological principles and with the context of the global events. Before we start, I'd like to thank you all, everyone who watches my videos, everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I thank you all so much. I find it so encouraging and it is such a boost for me to work harder to create more content, astrological content for my channel. Thank you very much. Now let's start with the planetary updates, the Gochars. In the beginning, like all time honored astrologers, I'd like to start with Shani, Saturn, then Jupiter, then Mars. All these are planets which have an impact on the political events around us. Now Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. The nakshatras or the lunar mansions is going through our Satbhisha and Purvabhadrapada. And this is as per Vedic astrology, of course. Shani is in Kumbh. Saturn is in Aquarius. It's a fixed air sign which is ruled by Saturn itself, which makes its influence even more intense, emphasizing on innovation, on social reform and collective responsibility. Saturn is retrograde throughout September, which means introspection. Whenever a planet is retrograde, it doesn't do something nasty. All it does is it goes within instead of the energy expressing itself outside with action. It goes into the introspection, revisiting of the past, old issues, delays, etc., which makes the influence very heavy. Because we as people, humans, are programmed to look forward, not backwards. Let's talk about the nakshatras. Satbhisha nakshatra is early Aquarius and it is associated with hidden truths, with healing. Whereas Purvabhadrapada, late Aquarius, brings intensity and transformation. So you can see how Saturn's slow karmic influence tests structures and demands accountability, which means as far as governance grows, technology and social equity go, this retrograde motion may delay policy implementation, expose flaws in hidden systems, and possibly, I think I'm already seeing this, it can lead to public protests, demands for accountability. For India, it means cabinet reshuffles, public scrutiny of leadership. Also, Aquarius's collective focus may highlight issues like climate change, refugee crisis. By 2026 is going to become a big issue. So watch it. Saturn retrograde could slow progress, forcing governments to revisit their commitments and take some action about it. Saturn in Aquarius can also bring scrutiny to technological advancements or digital economies. I've been reading about economic wars through sanctions, through trade disputes on social media. I think the time has come for that. In the Vedic context, let's talk about the drishti, the aspects of Saturn. Saturn's aspects are on the 3rd, 7th and 10th houses from its position. So it is going to impact mostly Taurus, Leo and Scorpio moon signs, potentially impacting countries or leaders with these signs prominent in their charts. For example, nations with Taurus and Scorpio in their mundane charts can face economic and leadership challenges. Remember, Saturn is a very slow moving planet. It's called Shani Char. Shani is slow, Char means chal, transit, speed. So whatever influence you see, it is slow to build up, it's slow to show effect, and it is also very painful. Now let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is in Taurus in the nakshatras Kritika and Rohini. Jupiter is a planet of wisdom, growth and prosperity. It remains in Taurus, Rishabh, a fixed earth sign, which is associated with stability, wealth, material resources. Kritika brings determination, brings transformation, whereas Rohini is very creative and abundant. It's all about beauty, it's all about art, etc. So Jupiter in Taurus fosters economic growth, agricultural advancement and stability, but can also be overindulgent and it can be lethargic, it can resist change. So we can see economic recovery. Economic recovery particularly in nations which are reliant on farming, on natural resources. Jupiter can also lead to inflation, overconfidence in financial markets, especially with the G20 summit coming. There can be benevolent efforts. Jupiter is always a benevolent planet. There can be trade agreements, international cooperation, though there can be rigidity, there can be stubbornness in negotiation. Again, I see Jupiter in Rohini coming later, and this is going to bring a lot of interesting climate in the end of the year film festivals, musical festivals, the award shows, etc. I think we'll see a lot of propaganda, a lot of politics tainting these shows, a lot of messaging about, on the surface there'll be messaging about unity, about sustainability, about world peace, but it is basically political propaganda. Jupiter aspects Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn from Taurus. So the areas that are being impacted by Jupiter are emotional security, transformation, governance. Nations or leaders with these moon signs can experience growth or challenges in diplomacy and resource management, depending on where their individual birth chart takes them. Also, Jupiter, even though it is a benevolent planet, it is being tempered by Saturn's restrictive aspect on Taurus, which always comes as a warning to grow with balance and not be overconfident or over expansive. Mars is entering Virgo, Hast Nakshatra. This is happening around September 13th, 2025. Mars is vitality, it is action, it's courage, it's conflict, and Virgo is a mutable sign. It's earth sign ruled by Mercury, associated with service, with precision, with analysis. Hast Nakshatra is dexterity, skill, adaptability. Mars in Virgo channels energy into meticulous action. But also it can lead to perfectionism. It can lead to the people in charge being overcritical. There can be dispute over details. Also, I would think of Mars, think of a general who is so particular about details that every action of his, every word of his is strategic, calculated, and this can lead to tensions. There are two major elections coming up. Norwegian parliamentary election that's happening on September 8th, and there is the Seychelles general election later in September. And I think we'll see the influence of this in both these elections. Another thing Mars in Virgo asks for is service, health. So there will be a lot of reforms, a lot of action being taken in public health, labor policies, and also economic precision. There will be debates on where to allocate resources, how to handle labor, and budgets. Mars also aspects Sagittarius, Pisces, and Aries from Virgo. So the influence will be on spirituality, on ideology. There will be nations with a strong Mars influence that will face challenges, that will look into reforms. But I think this effort towards reform will be stuck in petty conflicts. There is nobody strong enough to channel these reforms constructively right now. As far as all the world leaders go, we have seen a loss in stature, a loss in face for all of them. Now let's talk about Venus. Venus is entering Cancer in these two nakshatras, Punarvasu and Pushya. This is going to happen around September 15th. Venus, of course, is luxury, beauty, wealth, and it is entering Cancer, which is a cardinal water sign associated with emotion, security, nurturing. Punarvasu brings renewal, whereas Pushya is nourishment and stability. Venus in Cancer emphasizes emotional connections, domestic prosperity, diplomacy. But Venus in Cancer makes a person clingy, oversensitive. So expect in your personal life, expect possessiveness, expect tears, expect nitpicking, expect hurt feelings. Whereas the global influence goes, there can be a softening in international relations. Humanitarian initiatives can be launched also, and this can help in resolving some tensions in the ongoing conflicts, a personal level, on a nationwide level. I think Cancer's domestic focus will lead to prioritizing national security, food security, housing, and again I'm thinking about the elections in September, and these issues may be debated in the elections. Of course, Venus in Cancer will show its influence in the awards and the film festivals coming. Let's talk about the aspects of Venus. Venus aspects Capricorn from Cancer, which is governance and structure. Nations with Capricorn moon signs may experience diplomatic breakthroughs or focus on economy. Venus can be sentimental. So I think a lot of protective policies can be enacted, requiring some kind of a balance. Now let's just sum it up. I would like to bring to your notice that I will be doing a separate video on the coming eclipses. Eclipses are a very big deal, and I will be dealing with them separately. Right now, all I've talked about is the four major planets: Saturn, which is retrograde in Aquarius, delays accountability in social reforms, potential for political instability with a humanitarian focus. Jupiter in Taurus, which is economic and diplomatic optimism. But this is tempered with political overexpansion. Jupiter is very expansive. Mars is also conflict ridden. So we will have strategic action, debates over details. And these debates are going to influence elections, policies. Venus is in Cancer, which is focused on food security, domestic security, but it is also very over sentimental, leading to protectionist policies being enacted. If you would like me to analyze specific countries, leaders, or events in more details, example with their moon signs or their mundane charts, or if you want a chart to be interpreted, your own personal chart, do get in touch with me. Leave a line in the comments. I do take individual charts, and for any other question, just drop a line in the comment section and I will definitely reply. I read each and every comment, and as far as I can help it, I try to reply to all of them. I hope you've liked this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, press the bell icon, and we'll meet in another video. Until then, keep smiling. Namaste.